afternoon. I'm attorney Mark Ahrens. Sometimes to effectuate real change, as you all know, you got to lawyer up. I'm here today with my partner, Michael Rosnick. We're from the law firm of Miller Rosnick, which is just down the street here. And we may be lawyers from 9 to 5, but today we are with you. And we are especially with you at this time because I represent the family of Mubarak Soliman. And if you don't know, Mubarak was brutally murdered by a Connecticut state trooper just this past January in West Haven, Connecticut. He was shot 7 times as he was sitting in a car with the windows up. And I'll get back to that in a minute and introduce the family again. I'm here with the sister, Mubarak's sister, mother, and brother. Give it up for them. We are with you in the fight against police brutality and systemic racism in the justice system, which, as you all know, has been prevalent for 400 plus years. So that's a tough one to make sense of. It's a tough one to get through and around, but that's what we're going to try to do in Mubarak's case. First thing I got to tell you, and this has been alluded to before, is y'all got to vote. If you're old enough to vote, you got to vote. Because it's not enough to be here today. It's great to be out here and show your support, but you got to get the bad guys out. You got to get the good guys in, so they can put into place the legislation and these changes for the structure of government that are necessary. So without that, you've got an uphill climb. And let me tell you what I talked about, the systemic issues that we have to deal with. In suing the police, we are in the civil justice system. We are working with and through the state's attorney. The state's attorney is investigating this, and so far their office has been very cooperative. And we are hoping that they are going to make the right decision on the right side of justice, on the right side of truth. But I always remember that the state's attorney works for the state of Connecticut. The state trooper that we hope to go to jail and be prosecuted works for the state of Connecticut, so they got the same boss. And in order for us to have a civil case against the cops, we first have to make a claim before what's called the Claims Commission of the state of Connecticut. Have any of you ever heard of that before? Okay. The Claims Commission was organized by the state of Connecticut legislature. It is run by a commissioner who's appointed by the governor. So guess who they all work for? The state of Connecticut. So we're up against it, but we're fighting every day since Mubarak's death for justice. In the state of Connecticut, there is no grand jury. One of the things we're pushing for is return to the grand jury system, because there's no independent review board either at the state level. Some towns have it, but not all towns and cities have it. So push for that too. But in the meantime, our hands are a little bit tied because we have to go through the state's attorney's office. The state's attorney's office makes the decision of whether or not these cops are going to get prosecuted. And when I say cops plural, that's because Mubarak was shot 7 times by 1 state trooper, but there were 2 other state troopers on the scene and 4 West Haven cops. And guess what the West Haven cops did and the other state troopers did to try to de-escalate and arrest Mubarak? They did nothing. He was summarily executed and therefore denied due process. And my attitude is, you want to arrest him? Fine, arrest him. That's fair. That's what we all want. But to shoot him 7 times. So what I want y'all to do, because we are lawyers, and the family here has lawyered up, hopefully you're glad you lawyered up. Why don't you think about going to law school? Think about running for office. Others have told you that before too. So get involved in the system. You may hate the system. You want the system desperately to change. But you got to change it from within and also beat it out of them from without. So I've said my piece. I'm going to introduce to you now Mohammed, the mother of Mubarak Suleiman.
Hi everyone, I'm actually Marianne Suleiman. Mubarak Suleiman is my brother. And I'll first like to start off by saying it's amazing to see you guys. It's truly empowering that we're all here in unity and in solidarity in our fight for justice against police terror. They have blood on their hands. Against white supremacy and systemic racism. On January 15, 2020, when I found out my brother was no longer here with us, my whole world shattered. On that day, he was suffering a schizophrenic episode. He was announced missing by my brother. Upon being found, instead of being cared for, State Trooper Brian North pierced his body with 7 gunshots. And today, 5 months later, we are angry. We are frustrated. We are devastated because his killer is still free. They claim to be investigating, but what is there to investigate? The dash cam footage clearly shows that there was an unjust murder that went down that day. So today, we all stand here because we are fighting for justice, because Black Lives Matter. Fighting for justice for Mubarak Suleiman. Fighting for justice for Jason. Fighting for justice for every Connecticut resident that was unjustly taken from us and murdered due to police terror. Fighting nationally for Breonna Taylor, for George Floyd, for Ahmaud Arbery. And we will continue to march, and we will continue to fight. Like we said, we must penetrate those systems that are plagued with white supremacy and systemic racism for too long, 500 years, too long. So we must continue to fight, and we need our allies. Please help us advocate and make these changes. So no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Thank you.
My name is Mohammed. I'm Mubarak Suleiman's mother. On January 15th, I lost my son, 19-year-old boy, who is suffering from mental illness for the past 4 years. On that day, he had that accident that was very bad. Later that morning, the next morning, I had a call. My son was shot 7 times by a Connecticut State Trooper. That was a very painful and a devastating moment and very emotional. That I wouldn't want any mother or any family to experience this thing. And I'm here with you all here today to support what is going on with this police brutality. To let them know that Black Lives Matter. Mubarak was shot and killed with no harm. He was in the car. They were telling him to come out, but he can't come out because they all blocked him with cars both sides. There is no way he can come out. In a second, this state trooper just came and shot him 7 times. If you all saw the video. So I'm here today to get justice. This trooper is still walking freely. They said they gave him a next job. I want this state trooper to be held accountable for killing my son. I want this state trooper to be prosecuted. I want justice for George Floyd. I want justice for Ahmaud Arbery. I want justice for Breonna Taylor. And I want justice for my son, Mubarak Suleiman. No justice? No peace.
One quick thing, use your Google machines to Google Mubarak Salman. Because online, it's all over the internet, you can watch him in real time through the body cam of the state trooper shoot him 7 times. It's all there for everyone to see.
Hi again. Another here.
Hey everyone, I'm the organizer for Justice for Mubarak, and I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about what happened with him and the police terror that's in Connecticut. If you watch the video online, Fox 61 has posted an hour-long video of all of the body cams, all the dash camera footage. You can watch as they relay absolutely 0 demands to him before they shoot him dead. 0. Nothing. Just to each other. And I'm also here to address Brian North, Trooper Jackson, and James Boulay, because all 3 of them are murderers and they still have their jobs. And even James Boulay has got a pay raise, even though he has 2 outstanding lawsuits. They aren't here to protect us, not anymore, and they never have been. They tell us that the police were created to save the community. The police were created as a slave patrol, not to help the community. West Haven police said that they didn't even know who Mubarak was. As we were emailing and calling, demanding for justice, they said that they didn't even know who he was. How absolutely dare you? How dare you, James Boulay, and how dare you, Brian North? You are murderers, and you will be murderers for the rest of your lives, and you're gonna have to tell your kids that. And you know, every other cop in Connecticut has not spoken out against these 3 people or any of the cops that have murdered our friends and our family. That's just another example of how all cops are bad. Mubarak lives only in pictures and on my arm is a Black Panther now. That's not something that anyone should go through. He should be alive, and if he was alive today, he would be standing right here speaking to all of you. I know he would. He was with me, and he was my best friend. I would see him every day before school, and now I can't see him at all. The police in Bridgeport, New Haven, Milford, every town in Connecticut have done atrocious acts against the Black and brown community. They are killing people for no reason. Actually, there is a reason. They see the Black and brown community as rapists and murderers and thugs and drug dealers. In reality, that's not any of you. That's them. We're here today for the exact same reason we've been protesting for weeks now. It's all over the United States. And we're here because we're a community that's sick and tired of it. We're all here because we're angry and we're hurt and we're in pain. I wake up most nights from nightmares about the videos that I have to watch about my friends being shot to death on live television. That's disgusting. And not a single cop that's surrounding us today is going to be on our side because they just want their pay raises. No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
All right. So first things first, I want to say thank you to everyone. Does this get any shorter? All right. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Bridgeport. I said I wouldn't cry today, but goddamn, I am so proud of all of you. Come on. I want to hear it. Come on. Now, you guys can't forget what all of this is about. And we cannot stop. We can't stop right now. So just stay consistent, stay persistent. All right? Thank you.
Okay, everybody, this is really hard. All right, so we are going to march all together. We are not being escorted by the police. We do not trust the police. We do not want the police presence here. But that means that we are our safety, our community is our safety, so please, everyone, keep each other white allies front and back, and make sure that we're all together and united in this. I want to lift up Mubarak's family for being here in Bridgeport with us today. We are in solidarity with your family, Mubarak's family, and we love you, and Bridgeport loves you, and we are with you. We also have a list of names of people that have been murdered by the Bridgeport Police Department. And I just want to say those names before we take these streets and march to the police department. But just remember before we leave that we are each other's safety, our community is our safety. The police are ready for us at this police station. They are positioned in many different areas, so let's be alert of what's happening and let's keep each other safe because that's true safety. So let me say these names. Let's say them together. Okay. Repeat after me. Jonathan Mosley.
Jonathan Mosley.
Jonathan Mosley.
Jonathan Mosley.
Raylan George.
Raylan George.
Raylan George.
Raylan George.
Jamar Morrow.
Jamar Morrow.
Jamar Morrow.
Jamar Morrow.
Frederick Devon.
Frederick Devon.
Frederick Devon.
Frederick Devon.
Cornell Williams.
Cornell Williams.
Cornell Williams.
Cornell Williams.
Brian Stoops.
Brian Stoops.
Brian Stoops.
Brian Stoops.
Jason Negrone.
Jason Negrone.
Jason Negrone.
Jason Negrone.
Corbin Cooper.
Corbin Cooper.
Corbin Cooper.
Corbin Cooper.
Mubarak Soleimani.
Mubarak Soleimani.
Zoe Dowdell.
Zoe Dowdell.
And many more
And many more
have been killed.
have been killed.
Chulo, Anthony Chulo Vega,
Anthony Chulo Vega
have been killed
have been killed
by Connecticut
by Connecticut
police.
police.
And we will not stop.
Yo, Maria.
Hey Marie, how you doing? This is my show, Mrs. Smith Show. I'll be on YouTube. Everybody can watch and everything and subscribe. So like I said, I like what you're doing. Keep going to good work and tell me some more about you.
Okay. Well, my name's Maria. I've been a resident of Bridgeport all my life. I guess you can say I'm pretty much tired of all this. We all tired, and you know what? As a brown girl myself, I'm tired of seeing black people get killed. I grew up with these people. These people I call my brothers and sisters. They're part of my family. Their mothers gave me food. Their mothers gave me a place to stay at times. You know, it's honestly sickening. And it's time for change in Bridgeport.
How you feel about that 9-year-old boy out in Chicago, I think it was? They arrested him, a 9-year-old child, and put a bag over his head.
I saw that. You know what?
How disgusting is that?
But are we surprised? These cops don't want us here. They do not care no matter how old you are, no matter what color you are. They don't care.
And these are our babies.
They don't care.
They're killing our babies.
Yeah.
They're killing our babies. So I have boys myself also. They live in New York. But so they're killing our children. And this is ridiculous. And this is, you know, we got to do something. We got to keep up the good work. Keep stopping these guys from doing what they're doing. They all need to lose their jobs and whatnot. They need to.
Yeah.
Cut their budget. I don't care what they do. Let them lose their jobs because this is not fair to us. We give birth to these kids and then we're going to lose our children after. No, this is not right. You know,
it's been enough.
Enough is enough.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You have a good one.
You as well.
Okay.
The state trooper, but I don't want. We've been cooperative with the state attorney, but I think he needs to be charged. He needs to be charged and stop working on desk duty. That needs to be out. He needs to be charged.
And held accountable.
And held accountable for killing my son, Mubarak Suleiman.
That's disgusting how this man's sitting behind the desk and still getting paid after he killed somebody. This is not right, not fair.
With murder. Yeah. So they're getting away with murder. That's why they're killing these kids, and they don't care because they know they're gonna get away with it. Look at how the policeman put his knee on somebody's child with boasting and think he's gonna get away with it. Just putting his hands in his pocket, that kills me. That takes my heart. That was painful.
Did you know that 9-year-old boy was arrested also in Chicago, and the cops put a white bag over his head, and the little boy's he cannot breathe, and they put the little boy in a headlock. Is that disgusting or what?
That's disgusting and painful.
Abuse of power. A major total abuse of power. And treating humans like objects, like animals.
Treating our children like
animals. And we're not going to have that anymore. We're not going to have that anymore.
Thank you, ladies, for your comments. Okay, yes. Go ahead.
If you would like to, follow Mubarak's story and advocate, please follow us on Instagram, Justice for Mubarak, and on Twitter, Justice for Mubi. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we'll be on YouTube. Okay, watch this. My name, Mr. Smith Show.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Have a blessed day. Do we have to? He ain't gonna say nothing but he don't want to be on camera. Excuse me. You'd like to be on camera, officer?
No, we're not allowed to.
Okay.
But thank you.
Uh-huh.
Come on, let's go over there.
Mama, right up here. Eat.
Would you like to say something, brother, on the mic?
Say something. You hear her person talk. Speak out. Here's someone.
Ready? My name is Santo, and I'm here to spread empathy. When you hurt, I hurt. Black Lives Matter.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Let's go right here. Y'all guys like to say anything on the mic?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see change. Finally, laws that are gonna take the balance back in our favor. You know what I mean? The qualified injustice makes police unequal, not the average citizen. We can take our power back. Just takes a vote. Just takes a vote. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Man, let's say something.
I think education's the most important. We gotta fund the schools.
How do you feel about cops being in the school? Do you want them in the schools or do you want to take them out, put security guards?
I don't think we need the cops in the schools. I think it scares the kids. You know, we need more community, emotionally responsive practices, things like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go right here.
Last time we was here, they had a whole wall full of cops. Last time we here, they got a shortage or something. I don't see no more cops out here no more now.
You want to say something?
You want to say something?
Fuck 12, Black Lives Matter.
You want to say something, guys? You guys have to say something?
Black Lives Matter. We're here to support. We're here to make some change.
I just want to know. I want to know why they have a bigger domestic abuse problem than the NFL, but nobody's ready to have that conversation. And how many untested rape kits they got? You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're tired. I know everybody, every person, every minority is tired of being tired, and I'm here to be their ally. I'm not here to say much. I should be listening more. I don't know why I'm talking because
you're here for a reason.
I'm here for a reason. I'm here to be an ally to everybody. You know,
and you're supporting everybody.
I'm here to educate my family. I come from a Greek community, and part of the Greek spirit is that we rebel for what's right. And so if you're Greek and you're against this protest, I gotta say you're phony, bro.
Thank you. Young man, let's say something.
I'm just here to support the voices of others, not to try to speak for them. So I think it's better to ask the people who have struggled.
Is it fair to have cops in school, or you want the security guards in your school?
No, I think police should entirely be abolished as an institution. You can read Cedric Robinson. He's an excellent black Marxist who has traced the history of police. That's a really good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Evidence, have you read it?
That guy want to say something on the mic? You here for a reason. I'm not saying nothing. You don't want to say nothing? Want to say something?
You want to say something? Do you guys want to say something? You're here for a reason. Okay. You want to say something? You're here for a reason.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
Thank you. No, we gonna go that way.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. How far are we gonna go? We can't go no inch farther.
You gotta go right through.
Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wanna go in the front? Wanna go in the front? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ladies, excuse me, can I get through? Thank you. Can I get through? Thank you, Mama. Can I get through? You can put them on shake. Thank you.
I get it though, but see, I understand. I understand that.
I want to show you an example of what it can be like. We're angry, we're disenfranchised as people. But we need the opportunity to at least be treated as human. You like to be treated as human. You don't like us judging you one bad cop for the actions of every cop. So that's all
But how about this? How about this? Can I say something?
You at least have an understanding that that's what's going on in that police department.
Of course, but here, let me say something to you. I'm gonna give you something. I've trained over 30 people in this department in the FTO program. Everyone field training when they come out of the academy. And one thing I've always said to them: you treat people as if that was your own grandmother, your own mother. Right? You respect people till some things. Listen, sometimes things don't work out. But guess what? I've taught that. I preach that every day. You know what? You matter to me, and I don't even know you. He matters to me. She matters to me. She does. I understand. People are angry. People are hurt. There's no problem with that.
You understand that it's going to take officers like you to use your voice to protest against those guys in there.
But there's a bunch of people that are like that in our department. Overwhelming amounts are like that. But we don't. It just, unfortunately, it's never seen.
Well, that's what we're saying that you know that, but we didn't know that. We did not know that out here, and we are being attacked, and our lives are being taken because of what's going on back there. And we are telling you, it's not up to compromise. There will be change in the city of Bridgeport as far as this shit goes.
It's going to be changed nationwide.
No, it's going to
will be.
I don't care what's going on in the nation. In Bridgeport.
Of course. And we have to follow those rules also. We have to follow the rules also.
And you guys are one of
them one by one. And his hairline. And his hairline. That's it. That's it. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police.
Well, we see what's going on now. He was taken away by his sergeant, took him away so he can talk to him. So he was making a little sense, but look what happened now. They sent him inside.
All right. Oh, bad. My bad. Yeah, I'm out here. I was out here last time. We was out here like 2 weeks ago. The barricade is up. We're repeatedly asking, and this is the thing we're tired of, just asking for simple things such as information. Like, all we want here right now today is information. We want the barricade to be down. This is a public building. Somehow, for some reason, I can't find any barricade laws on Connecticut public buildings. Bridgeport, for that matter, there's nothing up. And there's nothing up but this gate, and it's like, people can't get in to like report crimes or anything. Like, if we're paying for the building, it should be open, period. That's the matter at hand, like the tip of the iceberg. Like, but that's all, like, in regards to this right now.
Thank you.
Education, safe housing, and community livelihood. We demand that every Bridgeport police officer who has killed or brutalized our community be fired immediately. Wait, say hi. And we have the names of officers. All right. Fire Belay. Say it after me. Fire Belay. Fire Belay. Fire Belay. Fire Belay. Fire Barrico. Fire Barrico. Fire Barrico. Fire Barrico. Fire Barrico. Fire Barrico. Barrico has personally been involved in multiple police killings over the last 5 years. Multiple police killings. He has been exonerated every single time by the legal system. So we know the legal system will not hold him accountable. Only the people can, by demanding they be fired immediately. He is the top paid, one of the top paid Bridgeport public servants in this city. One of the top paid people. What are we paying him for? To murder our youth, to murder our young people, to brutalize our young people. That is why we're calling defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. All right, say it after me. Fire Amato. 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 Fire Barona. 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 Fire Martuccio. Fire Martuccio. Fire Martuccio. Fire Martuccio. Fire Martuccio. Fire Martuccio. This is just the beginning. We have a long list of names of officers who have hurt and brutalized and killed in our community, and no system has ever held them accountable, because guess what? These systems were not designed to protect us. Police were formed as slave patrols. Every reform of police has just reformed them to be violent against us in a new form. They're military trained. They're military. Think about it. Community policing. Let's talk about the militarization of police. Let's talk about the tank that the Bridgeport Police Department has that is over $750,000. Money that could have gone to our kids, could have gone to jobs, housing, our schools, rebuilding the infrastructure of this city. That is a waste of money. Think about the technology that they have. Facial recognition software, shot spotter surveillance technology throughout the city. Armor, riot gear, tear gas, militarized weapons. They don't need this. 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 Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. Defund police. So I want to remind everybody what my sister Jazz said. After Officer James Boulay killed Jazz's brother, killed Jason, okay, shot him at point blank range. He was 15 years old. He was coming home from a recording session at a music studio because he created music. He wanted to share his music with the world, okay? We're here because we cannot stand more death. No more death. No more death. command center that the Bridgeport police organized, where they administer all of these things, and they standard footage will be problem.
Oh, that was hot.
Hold on for 1 second. Let's say something that somebody would probably need.
I'm getting hot. I really am. And I'm thinking I'm deaf in one ear. Hello, gentlemen. You good? Okay, we're here for a reason, right?
Yeah, but I'm not.
Okay, I'm saying, you know, what you here for? What you here for?
Why am I here? Mostly because all these other people are here, just to support them and make sure there's people out here. I carry medical supplies with me and making sure people stay safe. The police like to use a lot of violence, a lot of weapons, things like that.
How do you feel about the murders?
Oh wow, I think cops been killing brown and black people for a long time in this country, and it's good we're paying attention, but we need to defund the police. We need to figure out new ways to take care of safety in our communities, and having militarized tanks and weapons from the military is not the way to do it.
The cops need to be in our schools?
I think that's the first thing that we need to do is take them out of our schools. Like, it doesn't make any sense to have kids for behavior problems being put in cuffs. You can see these videos of like 8-year-old girl getting thrown in cuffs crying as a police officer's cuffing her for behavior stuff, right? Stuff that there's no reason for that. So I think they need to be out of schools, but I think they need to be out of our streets. I think they need to be out of our neighborhoods and let people decide what they want to do in their neighborhood with their money. How do they want to spend it? Do we need more counselors? Do we need more people taking care of food? We need more parks and education opportunities for the kids. Like, we don't need more tanks for these cops.
So how you feel about the chief of police? You know he's a bigot.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way you get to be a chief of police in America these days is if you're not a white supremacist on some level, right? If you don't buy into a system that's about policing black and brown people in a different way, you're not gonna rise up. You're not gonna get promoted here. So yeah, they're all bigots.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for being out here and recording this, and I appreciate you.
I'm on YouTube, Mrs. Smith Show.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith.
Okay. Have a good day. I have my own show. I'm Mrs. Smith Show, and I'm on YouTube. Mrs. Smith. Yes, I'm on YouTube. Look on YouTube for Mrs. Smith Show. I have a few shows on there and whatnot. So no, this is our production company. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're from New York, but we live in Bridgeport. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I just said something on something. I don't even know what it is.
No, we on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I have my own show on YouTube. We had it on Facebook one time, but now we're on YouTube now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of views. Okay. Thank you. Have a good one. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Alright.
Oh.
So, what's your view? Give us your view.
Excuse me? You want to talk about what's going on? Come on.
Hold on. We got to do an interview. Hold on. Hold on for 1 second. Go.
So how you feel the protesting and the killings going on? How you feel about that?
I feel that the protest here today is very bittersweet. I come here to support, everyone here, but the pain in the voices of the families of the victims is something that
it's hard.
It struck me hard today, and it's a different feeling that we all are supporting, but the people inside that building don't understand that.
Yes.
And they don't understand what. And I was thinking today, I would wonder if any of these policemen ever had to go through anything like that. What would they say? How would they feel? Would they be out here with us? things like that. So
how you feel about the chief of police? You know he's a bigot. You know that, right? They're trying to get rid of him.
I'm not aware directly, but I'm sure anyone involved to that nature has got to be close to being a bigot, if not a bigot.
Yeah, the mayor's trying to get rid of him because ever since they had an incident, I think of last year, and he didn't do nothing about it. He just said, put that cop back on the force and whatnot.
And that's what I wanted to say. It's time. The time is here. It's over for all that. Can I curse? Oh, no.
Okay. Just blank it out.
Yes, no, it's the time for that, I think, is over.
Right.
It's here. Young people are here. People who aren't black, young white Americans of all different ages and shades. It's time now. It's no more middle. You know, there's a fault line, and it's like it's crazy, but it's so important, and it's beautiful to see, to be honest. And it's something that I can take away from this day that is positive, but a lot of it is a lot of grief today. A lot of grief, a lot of remorse for people other than George Floyd. That's just the start, it seems sometimes.
Thank you.
It's tough. Thank you so much for letting me say that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Come on.
Y'all have a good one.
You say, look on YouTube, Mrs. Smith Show. Okay? Hello, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm well.
What would you like to say about all this going on, the protests and the killings out in the United States?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's a good thing that the younger generation are coming forward and standing on the shoulders of their ancestors, following their lead to come out and protest and say, no, this is not okay, and we will not turn our heads to it, and that we're going to stand up and fight for our rights.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. And what happened with Brother Floyd was disgusting, it was disgraceful, it was hurtful, it was painful. I can go on and on and on. And it was a message. It seemed as if that officer was trying to send a message to the world that this is what will happen to you, to your sister, to your mama, to your brother, to your baby. And folk are saying no. We're not going to sit back idly and allow a system to continue to perpetuate the intense, murderous, corrupt, brutal behavior against all people, not just black and brown people. They do it to everyone.
Exactly.
It's just that we don't see it all. And I appreciate the sister who posted that, made the post public, what was happening to our dear brother. And all that has been happening with Brother Aubrey, with our sister who was gunned down in her home, and the person that they were looking for, they had in police custody. And you out here killing an innocent woman
while she was sleeping in her bed.
While she was asleep in her bed.
Exactly.
Yes, it has to stop.
It has to stop.
I just hope that what all is going on, that it continues to be peaceful, and that we continue to do what we can as lawmakers, as citizens, as mothers, as fathers, as brothers and sisters, that we continue to stand racist. I know Chief Perez very well, and I'm going to say that, you know, I spoke with him yesterday, and he talked about getting ready for this event, and I'm glad the city was able to do it, and that it shows that the city is interested in hearing what these folk have to say. And I wish they would just petition the mayor and ask for a community forum so that they can discuss how they feel. I hear them calling for defunding the police. I don't believe in that, but I do believe in reform, that there's a lot of room for reform that needs to take place. And I am a city council member, and I will be working on measures to reform the police department.
Thank you.
Antonio, would you like to say something?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Good. How are you?
How you feel today?
I feel very proud. I'm the youngest member of the Connecticut House of Representatives, and not by us. And then when we see movements like this, this is us defining where we are for ourselves. And it's very proud to see. I think that some of the things that have been missing when we get excited and we get upset, because this is upsetting, this is angering, this is something that you have disdain and no tolerance for. But when you look behind you and you see all the young people that are joining in, that's what we needed. That's the spark, that's the energy, because some people are tired. They've been doing this for I don't know how long.
For years, ever since I was a little girl.
For years. Some people have been doing it since the 60s and they're still around.
Since the 60s,
And now we have young people that have never done it before,
And now they
injecting their
doing it.
energy,
Exactly.
putting it into the same movement, and we're all doing it together because I believe pick up a shovel and fill in the ground behind us because we can't fall as far the next time. We have to make sure that we keep climbing so that eventually we're on even ground. I think everybody likes to take people who are being a little rowdy as not being peaceful. I disagree. They're not being respectful, but the reason that they're not being respectful is because they weren't respected in the first place. If the police respected them, they'd give the respect right now, and I'm very proud of them for that.
Thank you. Thank you for your talk. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to address the question you asked about how Dr. King would feel about all this. I think he would be very proud because back during his days, the students they walked with him. It was the students who participated in the sit-ins, the students who formed political voter registration drives, with massive NAACP enrollment. That was all taking place because our youth are still standing up. I think he would be very proud of them.
I think so too. Thank you.
And like Antonio said too, because they're rowdy, well, you know, back in the day when the Boston Tea Party went on and they destroyed all that tea, taxation without representation, sometimes you have to shake that tree to get people to listen.
There you go.
Not to say that you support it, but they're not the first. And throughout history, throughout any movement, takes to get you to listen.
You're gonna listen.
You're gonna listen.
Yeah. Thank you. Y'all have a good day, y'all. Thank you very much.
Take care. God bless.
On Mrs. Smith show.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah. Look up Mrs. Smith.
Look up Mrs. Smith on YouTube. Upload. You see a bunch of all my shows on there. Okay. Thank you. Well, y'all, that's it for today. We've been out here all day long protesting.